Peace, peace. Got us an episode here to align those chakras. Yes, we are. Alright, we are back again with another weekly reading. Here to provide you what the ancestors and the spirits gotta say. So we're gonna start off with Ganesha. Now let's see what Spirit has to say for us. Grab that. And that one. So we have healing. And we back again with the rebirth. We have the blue and the green energy and the yellow and the orange. So we're dealing more with the lower chakras this week. Definitely mostly based around healing and transition. So how can we bring more healing into our lives this week? Because it is also filled with blessings. Healing always comes with blessings because you're always making space for more. So I feel like it's important for us to always tune in with what we need. You know, have days that you check in with yourself. Let's see what else we got here. And we've been working a lot with the blue energy recently, so I feel like a lot of the healing is based around speaking your truth, being able to express yourself, however that means. And we have prosperity. So again, focusing on the lower chakras. Basically, this week is like gonna remind us that we're already abundant. We already have all the things that we need, and that it's okay to rest and take your time and to heal, and allow yourself to really just be. Because I know we usually tend to want to be more on the fearful side of the root chakra, where we feel in lack, especially when it comes to financial security, abundance in whatever form that means, food, survival, so where you live, etc. We tend to be on the negative side of that spectrum a lot. So this week, try to look at things more positively, and to be able to see yourself and your life in the present moment, because the cards are saying that you are blessed and that you have a lot of things around you already. Here you see Ganesha already has like a bunch of offerings and stuff. So it's just really important that we stop looking too far ahead into the future, because it's just gonna make it hard for us to really see things for what it is. And I feel like that's what makes healing difficult, when we can't even see the present moment. And sometimes we make our realities feel more chaotic or more dramatic or traumatic, based on the way we focus on things and how long we prolong focusing on certain things. So right now is about just opening up and seeing all the abundance that you already have. Opening up and seeing your reality for what it is, and checking in with yourself and making sure that you're not overreacting or you're not staying on something for too long. Because we don't want to live in illusion, right? We want to make sure that, you know, of course we are feeling things, we're experiencing things, we're allowing ourselves to feel different emotions, but we also want to make sure that we're not focusing too much on the wrong things. Because again, like, all this red energy is saying that, and the yellow energy, that this stuff that we're holding on to or that we're blocking ourselves with is not allowing us to be our best self and to showcase our best self. and to be able to operate in our best self. So I feel like that's what this healing process is about, with the greens and the blues specifically. That blue keeps popping up probably over the last month. So it means that we're all very heavily working on our throat chakras. We're very heavily working on our expression, who we are, how we see ourselves. So let's for sure, let's stop blocking those blessings, man, and just kick back, relax, and really allow ourselves to rest. Because I feel like that's what's most important. Resting is what really allows you to step back and look at the bigger picture. So resting is very important too, because we are in Mercury retrograde, so it's all about the re's. So revising, revisiting, things resurfacing, reevaluating things. So it's all about going within. So I feel the best way to deal with Mercury retrograde, so that it's not just like literally throwing you all over the place, is to rest. Because the more you kind of slow down, which is exactly what the planet needs us to do, because it's all about travel, communication, and electronics and stuff like that, it's time to kick back. Like, get off your phone more, get off the computer, get off of watching things and keeping yourself busy too much, because it's a form of self-avoidance, and we can't avoid things if we want to heal. So how can you bring more truth to yourself? I feel like what this week is going to show us, how can we be more honest with ourselves, because we always tend to focus on others. So maybe this week is about us just checking in on ourselves. I would highly suggest that people do mirror meditations this week, just staring at yourself and really speaking positively, telling yourself what parts and aspects of yourself that you love, and just being able to see the beauty that others see in you, and how you can bring forward your own love for yourself. Because how else can you be truthful with yourself if you can't even look at yourself? So I feel like that's a great start this week to really just kick off self-love. Because I know today is Valentine's Day, so it might be a lot of people in their bag a little bit. But it's okay. It's okay to be by yourself. I feel like we chase relationships too much, even if it's platonic, even needing friends and people to do stuff with you. It's very crucial to be able to do things by yourself. A post that I saw recently too was saying how brave people are to eat at restaurants alone. And I think that was really important, because I feel like people always feel like they need people, even if it's, again, platonic. So this week, let's do mirror meditations and see how much we can dive deeper into ourselves, and dive deep into loving ourselves for real. Like, we need to be doing that often, honestly. Like, I feel like when you are able to project that love onto yourself and really see love and pour love onto yourself, that's a different type of love. So let's try to find this week all the ways that we can start pouring more love into ourselves, how we can show ourselves more appreciation, whether it's even, eating a little better, or, splurging a little bit, or doing something different, something fun, or doing something nostalgic. How can you tap into that? And I think that's a great way to start off this week, with seeing how we can, take self-love to the next level. That's always a positive. Now let's tap in with the fairies and see what they got for us. Yes, for sure, wholeheartedly take yourself out on a date. Like, people really be tripping off of that. Like, it's so much fun to be by yourself, because you don't gotta worry about nobody. Like, that's freedom. And I know we be scared because, that requires you to be you without anyone else. So it kind of feels embarrassing, I guess, to kind of be yourself a little bit. But the greatest part about it is all the people you probably see that day, you probably never see again. So I think it's like actually very empowering when you can do stuff by yourself. And yeah, like you said, take yourself out on a date. That's really crucial. Like, you should be able to be by yourself. And I think that's for sure what we've been learning the past few months with this pandemic stuff is like, are you really able to sit with yourself and really love yourself and enjoy yourself without needing others? Okay, so from the fairy deck we have shapeshifters, which is also interesting because we got the owl concept going on here, and the owl represents wisdom and elders, so it could also represent ancestors. And this card is also about transformation, primal wisdom, and instinct. So, of course, that makes sense. If we first started off with, how can we focus more on self and self-love and self-care and stuff like that, that's really about you're actually also taking your intuition to the next level, and you're allowing yourself to open up to new wisdoms, new perspectives. So this week, how can we, or even with the maybe the, what's the word I'm looking for, like the spark or inspiration of your ancestors, like maybe there's some things that you can tap into within that realm that can really bring out more for you. And when it comes to shapeshifter, I feel like in this aspect what we're being told is, how can you transform yourself to really bring out your best self? What ancient wisdoms can you tap into that will help empower you to feel whole and to feel like you're ready for whatever transition you're going through? Because I feel like a lot of the things that we do, we always look back to our elders, right? And think, how would our elders feel if we did this or that? And is this like really showing homage to them and, showing respect? And is this honorable? So I feel like any sense of self-love and transition is always ancestrally inspired because they're always with you. But I think this week is more about you. How can you do things for yourself without thinking about all of that? Because balance. Yeah, it's important for us to be, considering our lineage and our ancestors and what we have going on, but how can you make decisions this week for you without any thought of anyone else? How can we really step into self-love into a new level where we literally are removing other people's perspectives of us? We're literally removing other people's space to even judge us. Like, how can you make choices this week that really resonates with your spirit, with your heart, and whatever is unconditional love for you? And I think it's about learning a little bit more about yourself. So how can you shapeshift and shine different? And I think that's what all this blue energy has been about with the throat chakras, because the universe wants us to step out of our boxes and to, try different things and be more spontaneous. So how can you learn how to be a little more spontaneous with yourself this week? And, like we said earlier, taking yourself out on a date, doing something you're not used to doing. We pulled this one before too. Ragnarok. So we got some passion, but this one is a little bit more in the aspect of destruction, ending, and final moments. But we have an 11 here, so I really feel like things and doorways are opening up. It may not just be a full cutoff yet this week, but that you're gonna have some messages and some things come up this week that are gonna require or show you things that you need to cut off or change, or things that are ending. And one thing I do appreciate about these type of cards is, people tend to again jump to negative perspectives, but with the first few cards we pulled, we said we're not doing that no more, right? Endings should always be positive. So how can we make our new endings positive and passionate? How can we start facing opposition with more optimism? How can we bring more self-love into our endings and our understanding of those endings? everything doesn't, again, like we were saying earlier, have to be so dramatic. Everything doesn't have to be like a volcano erupting. It can literally just be like, okay, I understand this thing happened. Cool. How does that make me feel? Cool. Okay, but let me justify that a little bit. I don't have to feel that way. I understand it made me feel that way, but I don't have to continue to feel that way. So how can I readjust? How can we start facing changes with more positivity? And I feel like that's where this wisdom is kind of coming in a little bit, where it's about how can you be more mature about the situations that's going on and the changes that's coming along in your life, and just in general. I think we're learning this past month, like, how to be more patient, how to be more mindful of how we treat ourselves, how we react to things, and how we treat ourselves with the ways that we react to things. Because it's also okay to blow up like a volcano if you need to, but can you be mindful enough to understand what happened all the way through and to try to do better next time? Because we always want to try to act out of love the best way we can. So we're learning to be more patient with our reactions, and that's with anything in life. How can we react more calmly? How can we take more time on things so that we can make sure that we're responding with our highest self? Because over time too, it's just going to get easier, right? Ooh, and we have a 9, which is, this one's the Wild Hunt. So it's about excitement, frenzy, and journey. So yeah, like, yes, there's going to be a lot of endings, but let it be passionate, let it be fun. Literally, I just said that, and then the card we pull is for us to literally let things be fun. This card is really about, again, it could be something being prolonged where you feel like things are dragging, or very unknown, very unexpected things are going on, but at the same time, it's saying to have excitement within that, because, again, like, everything happens the way it's supposed to. Just let it be. Like, your higher self already lived this life out for you. It already planned it out. It is giving you your best outcome all the time. So how can we make it more exciting, and to not allow ourselves to automatically assume we have to just react in like a way that we would probably regret later? How can we really be more mindful this week? Because the fun is calling. Like, every experience, like, literally the whole experience can change based on how you choose to react and how you choose to respond and feel. Like, feelings really get us caught up a lot. So I think this week we're learning how to lighten up. And we also pulled the Queen of the Darkwood Elves. And it's about premonition, foreshadowing, and mystery. So I feel like the things that are coming through this week, there might be a lot of hidden stuff that's coming out. I'm seeing too now that the shapeshifter could also be someone in your life that could be mysterious to you or very intrigued. You can be very intrigued by. I don't get a negative vibe off of who this person is. I just think that maybe they're here to spark an ending that will bring you into a lot of excitement and journey. So we can really see some traveling going on as well, because I feel like what this is about too, people are realizing that they are mysterious and not as open as they think that they are. So I feel like a lot of people are gonna start taking their masks off and revealing to themselves who they really are, and, like, you know, tapping into their own mystery, because I really feel like a lot of y'all are gonna take into the energy this week, which is, you know, leading us more into a new version of self-love and having fun with your own mystery and learning things about yourself that you may not have noticed before. Because I really think with the cards before too, like, we're starting to see ourselves through the eyes of others, so that we're able to love ourselves more. And I just see a lot of excitement. Like, people are gonna have a lot of fun with revealing these new aspects of themselves. It's gonna be really fun, but also at the same time understand that these endings that are coming with these new beginnings, just be okay with it. Let it flow, and whatever is meant to come back will come back. And because there's just so much red and orange here, I feel like we can always turn that fire into creativity. So how can we turn it into more creativity as well? How can you make the changes that you go through more creatively fun? Like, how can you start responding different? I really feel like that's what this week is about. So when it comes to this mystery, I feel like this is going to help play a part in that. We're going to start learning different parts of our shadow selves that are causing us to respond and react the ways that we are, but we're going to do it through humility, so it's going to be fun. So don't be afraid of all the things that are going to be revealing itself to you about yourself this week, because it's all for the better. It's all for bringing in some different energy. Like, I really feel like there's a lot of different energy that's being poured down that's really trying to show us to love ourselves for real, and like from a different position than we had before. Learn to love your mystery and who you are. Everyone doesn't always need to know who you are, because you're still figuring it out. So you just reveal what feels comfortable. And now let's see what the earth has to say towards the energies this week. I feel like there's a lot of old stagnant energy that's being removed from the planet. So it's going to really cause people to start opening up in different ways and seeing life really different. The magic is slowly starting to come back onto the planet, and I feel like people are going to start getting affected by that. Yep. So this week we are being called also to tap into our childhood and our innocence. I really feel like that's where a lot of us live out of trauma, like from our childhood. And we have the lotus flower and unfoldment. So that again backs up what we just spoke about with the other cards. We are coming out the mud. Like, what we thought was so dark, it really isn't. It was just a part of the process. There's really all this beauty that is hidden within you that is coming out. And as we're healing and healing that childhood trauma, because we also pulled the first card was healing, so healing should always start with the inner child, right? As we're doing all this work, it's actually going to be paying off for everyone. I feel like people are really going to start coming into balance. And we have a boy and a girl, so I feel like that represents the masculine and feminine balance that's going on by all the healing that we're going to be doing, or all the healing that you're coming out of. Because it could also be that a lot of y'all have been going through a lot of heavy changes. That I feel like the energy recently has been very heavy with this new moon. But again, we're being called back to our ancestors. So we are being called to isolate and to really just tap into old wisdom and old ways and different things that you could really tap into, to really bring yourself to a new rebirth, to a new version of yourself. It's okay to step out of your lineage. I feel like people are feeling afraid of being different than what their families are used to or the people around them. It's okay to be different. And I really feel like, with this handprint on the wall, like, I really feel like everyone here wants to leave an imprint on the world, but they're afraid of what that means or how it's going to rub people the wrong way. And like in the last few cards we pulled, we're really learning like to stop taking people's opinions so seriously and so deeply, and to just learn how to just be yourself. And again, back with this lotus flower, like, there's so much beauty about you that is hidden, and it's time for us to release that. All this throat chakra energy has been pouring down because it's really pushing us to bring out new aspects of yourself. Like, stop living your life in the mud when you could really be looking from a whole different view. If you're always focused on your root chakra, which is financial security, housing security, money in general, if you're always thinking about mother generational stuff, so what your family is going through, how your family feels, how your family is affected by you, like, time to really remove yourself from all of that and from all the baggage that you're putting on yourself. It's time to remove everything and just allow yourself to emerge out of all that chaos, all that heavy energy, and transition up and out, so that you can blossom into this lotus flower that you know you are, but you're just all focused on the wrong things. So again, we have all the blues. So it's an emotional process, it's an emotional journey, yes. But when you open up your heart, which we have the green and the pink, you will really be able to express yourself differently and be able to accept yourself for who you are, to a point where no one's opinions are going to matter, and you're going to really be able to just be yourself the way you want to be. Be yourself the way you want to be. Don't worry, like, the people that are meant to love you will always love you, and whoever leaves, if they're meant to come back, they will come back. So at the end of the day, it always just makes more sense to just do what you gotta do. Because if people can't accept you anyway, they don't need to be around you. So it's always a win when people leave your life. So this week, I feel like, again, we need to just be stepping into self-love, and whatever that means for you, like, however you can love yourself differently this week. Try something new. If you don't take yourself out on dates, if you don't do things for yourself, by yourself, like, try something different. Try to really bring yourself out of your shell, and allow unconditional love to really take over your life. Like, I feel like we all settle so much when we don't have to. We have the option to choose different, to react differently, and it really is what manifests for us, and what allows us to really bring forth different things and different changes, and to really be able to have all the happiness and the things we want come into our lives, because we're making space for it. If you're always, like, in the wrong mood, you're not open, you're not accepting things into your life. So this week, we're learning, again, new ways to tap into ourselves. And last, we're going to go into the chakras. And let's see what chakra affirmations that we can bring forth that will help us tap into this. I feel like this one takes a little longer to come out, so we got a couple. Alright, so we got a third eye chakra mantra about mindfulness. Can't make it up. I am aware of my thoughts, and I ask myself, are they uplifting and are they true? I do this because I know that my thoughts significantly affect my mental, emotional, and physical health, and because I know that my body believes everything that I believe. I am not in control of all situations that come my way, nor am I in control of what others do and say. However, I do have free will as to how I respond. I choose to respond to all situations from an enlightened position rather than just reacting. Literally confirming everything I just said. If you're just tuning in, I will be saving this live so you could tune back in from the beginning, because this was on time. This was so on point, it don't even make sense. We also have here heart chakra, and it is radiate warmth and serenity. radiate warmth and sincerity. I am open to sharing, accepting, communicating, and connecting with others as I focus on this moment, not the past or the future. A smiled, a kind-hearted way of speaking or a hug goes a long way towards uplifting others. I offer care and support where I can without rescuing. I nurture and respect my relationships. Again, confirmation on everything I just said. Literally, we have to focus on the present moment. Like, we have to really stop looking at the future. We gotta stop looking back there and stop treating the present moment with stuff that went on back there and based on things you're trying to get to. Like, you won't really be able to see things for what it is if you're doing all of that. So we're really learning this week how to focus on what is real and not what is just in our minds. Next, we have the 5th chakra, the throat chakra, that we have spoken about all day. And again, if you missed anything, I'm going to be saving the live. This is the last deck for this reading, so you could tune back in. Okay, so throat chakra, expressing my feelings. I allow my emotions to be fully experienced. I acknowledge feelings of grief, anger, or fear, and I make a conscious effort to express my emotions or resolve them within myself so that I can move forward freely. I let the unconditional love experienced in my heart be expressed through my voice and my creativity. I let those close to me know how much I love and care for them. I forgive all those who have done me wrong in the past, as well as forgiving myself, as I could not have responded in a more evolved way than I was able to at the time. Again, what we was talking about, mindfulness, and again, how we respond. We literally have to be very, very mindful of how we respond to things, because it is literally what is manifesting our lives. The universe does not work on what you want and don't want. It works on cause and effect. You say something, it happens. So how can we be more mindful? How can we treat others the way we want to be treated, the way we deserve to be treated? You gotta spend some time with yourself to really understand what that means. And we pulled another throat chakra card. This one is Connect with Spirit. I develop a quiet mind that allows me to tune in and get in touch with my higher self or my spirit. I listen for guidance that is there waiting for me to hear. I am open to the truth, and I welcome spiritual inspiration from others. I will benefit greatly by practicing meditation and stillness. I ask for inner guidance to assist me in getting to know more in touch with my spirit. I ask for inner guidance to assist me in getting more in touch with my spirit. I know that if I ask for guidance, it will be given. So, again, it's crazy how much this is hidden, because this is literally everything I was saying. Again, let's try doing these mirror meditations really heavy this week, because the more you get comfortable with yourself, the more you'd be able to see the messages that your spirit guides are sending you, and the more you'd be able to tap into what they're saying, what's going on, and how you need to move forward. So we're learning to rest more so that we can really see things for what it is, and to remove ourselves from tunnel vision to seeing brighter pictures and bigger pictures. So we'll be able to do that with this last third eye mantra, which is imagination. Crazy how that lined up. I use my imagination as I create and pursue my dreams and wishes. I ask myself, what do I want? My thoughts create my reality at the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels. I use this power to create harmonious relationships between all these levels. I imagine the life I would like to have, and I encourage my thoughts to be truthful, wise, and discerning. In the quietness of meditation, I see and I hear the truth. This was a very, very straightforward just be yourself reading that we could have ever asked for. If you was waiting on a sign to really just listen to yourself, to spend time with yourself, to rest, to just really trust yourself, to have confidence in yourself, this was it. This was the sign. This is the time. It's always divine. We can't make it up. We cannot make it up. Like, this week is again just about us, yourself, you, nothing else. And I want all of us to really take the time to self-heal, to again try something new when it comes to your self-healing. Get out of your routine, go do something fun, spontaneous, different. This week is about different because again, I'm gonna just pull this card back really quick. We have a lot of endings coming on, so what better to deal with endings than a new perspective? So always learn through humility. Try to laugh about things. Really try your best to make it funny so that you can respond the way you deserve to respond, so that you get back a response that you deserve, which is always based around unconditional love. So happy healing. Let us open up ourselves to new ways because you deserve it. Let us cancel out the outside noises from other people. We don't need it. It's just about us, what we want, what we need, how we want it, when we want it, the way we want it. Period. If you need to smoke a couple more L's than you need to, do it, because the energy been heavy. Do what you gotta do. Stop focusing on what other people gonna think about you. Show up for you the way you need to show up for yourself, because can't nobody else give you love the way you need love and support. So this week again is just about you. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be saving this so you can tune back in from the beginning, because you should. If you're gonna look back at anything, look back at the beginning of this video. Not the past. Look back at things that make sense and that's gonna help you. Don't look back at things that you don't need to be looking back at. I'm high. I'm sorry. Y'all had to deal with this time because, yeah, that's just me. Alright, I'm gonna do what I do. Love y'all. Happy Sunday. Peace.